Done.
Boom. Round two.
Repeat. There we go. Better late than never. Hit me.
Life.
Life?
Meaning of life. What's it all about? What are we trying to? Why are we here? Is this real? Life. Why are we doing what we do? Are we doing the right thing?
Ho ho!
What is the purpose of it all?
Is there really a God?
Is there?
I don't know. I think, God, I mean, that is a tough one. Like, I think.
Do you ever think about it?
So I always had this massive phobia of death. So
Do you think you'll die young or old?
I'm going to live to 100. There's no doubt.
I need that mindset.
I'm going for 100, like 100%. And I listened to Jim Mellon speak a couple of years ago, and he was talking about how the kids that are born soon are going to, basically the average life expectancy will go up so quickly that actually people who are born soon will never die.
Well, it says there's that scientist that said if you can live 30 years, you'll live forever.
So the thing about life is that the only thing I can relate to this is I hated dying. I'd never think about it. It would always freak me out. It's the kind of thing that would keep me up at night. It's like death. And in the last couple of years, I've had a lot of growth in this area, and I think like now I've flipped it on its head, and now I see death as the gift rather than life. Like life's obviously a gift, but death is a real gift because it makes life scarce. And so if you think about like why precious gems are precious, they're only precious because there's only a few of them. Like it's just a rock. The only reason they're expensive is there's only a certain amount of gold or a certain amount of, diamonds, etc. in the world. So now that the way I look at life is that, death is that every day, death is hanging over us, and it's basically every day death is giving you a day of life, if that makes sense. So now when I think about life and the meaning of life, I just think it is to like literally make the most of absolutely every second, because at any point it could be your last breath.
Someone asked me the other day, said, in fact it was my mum, we were sitting there having a drink, and we were talking about if you actually like live in, we're having a similar conversation actually, and the question she asked was, if you look back on the last week, and you had the opportunity to go back and do it again, what would you do differently? And not like what mistakes did you make, things like that. It's like if you were going to work and you hated your job, you would go, and you had the opportunity, you'd go back and sit on a beach for a week. That would be the answer for some people.
Yeah.
If you posed the question to yourself and you could go back this week and relive that week, what would you do differently by choice?
That's a question I honestly ask myself every day. It's not just every week.
Is it?
Yeah, I literally wouldn't do anything because I was so fascinated by death, and basically, yeah, the outcome is like everyone would say if death came and took you now, you'd say no, give me another week, and he'd be like, yeah, but you've had a week. In fact, you've had 26 weeks this year and 52 weeks last year and 52 weeks for the last 30 years. What have you been doing? I've given you that week. And if you think about it like that, every day is that. Every day when I'm grateful, a lot of the times in my best self journal, I will write, I am just grateful to death now for giving me today. Because it's not taken me yet, because it's going to take us all.
Yeah. And I'm like...
Got to be like that.
I 1,001% believe thoughts become things, choose the good ones. We talked earlier about how is it we choose that we want these things and we get them, whether it's fitness, personal development, we do it. And I'm very conscious, and it's like there's a video I'm going to share on Property Entrepreneur about energies, and it's like you can literally dream things into reality, and I do believe I won't go like
me too, I'm with you, by the way,
like law of attraction,
of course, yeah,
but in the same way that we attract good things, you attract bad things. And one thing I've never shaken off since I was a kid is I'm like convinced. I'm not convinced because I don't even want to say it because it's like negative.
Yeah.
But I don't have that vision of being an old person.
Really?
Yeah. And I wish I didn't. I wish I was like I've lived my last 10 years thinking, fuck me, I don't know how long I'm going to live. I want to cram in so much stuff that there's...
What?
Yeah.
Is it like so it's not a Peter Pan complex where you think you just can't see yourself old. It's like, I'm not sure how long I'm going to be here.
I say it in passing,
That's
but
interesting.
I don't want to actually articulate it because thoughts become things.
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
but it's like...
So start changing it then. Start saying you're going to live to 100. Just come on, let's play the game.
Yeah.
Just do it, man. That's why I'm like it, because I am going to live to 100. I think my fit grandpa is going to make 100. Easy. I mean, he's still living by himself and he's 90. I'm like, well, if he can do it, I've got those genes, I can do it. My fat grandpa died at 65, overweight and like whatever. So I guess I can choose.
If we just if you imagine there's a few more people in the restaurant, just in case it's like throwing the audio over.
Sorry, I'm being very loud.
That's sound. We have this conversation.
I've had like 4 coffees.
We have this conversation like 3 times a day, don't we?
Just turn the volume down if you're listening. Sorry, I get excited.
That's all good. I need that. I definitely need that. And I think about it all the time because I'm like, yeah, I need to bring that into my life. And I'm fit, I'm healthy, I do all the right things that you'd want to do.
Yeah.
I do burn the candle at both ends though. Someone said to me the other day, like, grafting puts miles on the clock. If that's the case, how many miles do you think you've clocked up? Do you think you're living ahead of your time?
Well, someone said to me that London takes years off your life, and obviously I've lived in London for 10 years.
Do you think that's true?
Well, it's proven that doctors and shift workers die young. Like policemen, doctors, they all die like on average 10 to 15 years younger. Yeah, because of the shift, the sleep, the interruption to the sleep, your body. So yes, I do believe if you're not putting the credits back in, if you're just taking withdrawals, something I talk about a lot, and we talk about on Property Entrepreneur, is eventually you're going to run out.
Yeah.
I do think though that we're young enough to have time to put it back. I do think you have to kind of make hay while the sun shines. If you think about our lives like the seasons, we are still kind of in the spring and getting into the summer, and there will be a time where we're in the autumn.
My granddad's I walk to the office every day, and I walk past the care home, and the front garden is the windows, which looks out from the care home, and in there is all the people in their chairs, immobilised, just sitting there. And my granddad's partner messaged me the other day saying she's getting frustrated with getting old, her brain's starting to go. She's
How old is she?
Do you know what? I don't actually know.
Yeah. But it's all relative, right? I've definitely got something to add here.
Yeah, and she said if I had my time again, I would basically say live hard and fast. She's like, I would go and have a ball, I'd enjoy it. Because there's that other thing, it's like delayed gratification. Do we save all our money till old age? So that
it's like Warren Buffett said, like, some things you save up till old age, but some things you shouldn't, like sex.
Sex, yeah.
If you save sex up till your old age, it's a bloody bad idea. I think like my fit grandpa, he goes to the golf club. Everyone's 70, he's 90. He said the guys who are 70, they don't move, they don't play golf anymore, they're all waiting to die, Adam, he says. They're waiting to die. That's what he says to me. He's 90, he's playing golf, he's hanging out with all the women playing bridge because all their husbands are dead.
Well, that is...
So it's all totally relative, isn't it? Because it's all to do with how old do you feel. So, yeah.
Well, that is very inspiring. If we can get to that, that position, we'll be laughing. What age do you think you'll retire? Because that's another thing, that some people retire and then start getting ill.
Well, this is the thing. So I don't think I'll ever retire because I think I'm quite aligned with what I want to do every day. I think like what my fit grandpa's taught me is that he still like walks 2 miles every morning with like 2 litres of water in his backpack to the local shops, etc. He'll do stuff with his mind. So the moment you put it down, like there is no end goal. There is no I'm retiring, I'm putting my feet up. It's because we're sharpening the axe all the time, otherwise we're going to go blunt. So it's really up to you when you put it down, and I believe that life is like that. Therefore, I believe we could both go to 100 if we decided to.
Let's pull it back to life. So talking about life. So
1 minute 30.
Talking about life, what is the meaning of life? What do you ever ask yourself that question? You're like, what am I doing the right thing? Am I making the right decisions? Am I living my life the way I should live it? Am I going to get to 60 and be like, oh my God, do you ever question whether you're doing the right things?
I honestly never have those questions with myself.
Really?
I never have that dialogue. It's not something I ever think about. I don't know why.
I think that's good. That's very good.
Well,
I've always second guessed everything I do. I'm like, am I making the right decision? So I make strategic decisions rather than follow my sort of, I don't want to say emotions, but like everything's highly strategic. That's one of the best things about living in these 12-month cycles is I commit to it for a year. That is what I'm doing for a year. By the end of it, I'll have something new to do. So
I do enjoy that, and I definitely follow that mantra. I love it. I think that's brilliant to have a focus.
If someone said, like, if I had my time again, would I not be an entrepreneur? It's like, I honestly don't know an entrepreneur is not a job. It's a lifestyle. It's like, I love the fact that I work my arse off. I love the fact that I don't have to worry about things that I used to have to worry about. I love the fact that I'm taking a team of people with me. I literally love it. Even when the shit hits the fan. I was thinking today, we've got a 10-year anniversary coming up this year, and I was thinking about my sort of speech, and I was thinking I've loved every second, because it's like, and I always say this, but I don't want to offend anyone, it's like labour. Women go through labour, which is like traumatic, and then afterwards, you know, their body releases a chemical, they forget about that, and then they've got the beautiful baby. I'm the same about my business. I wouldn't change a thing, and it's been tough. Boom. You're up.